What is up, my dudes and dudettes? Welcome back to the Cadenator channel. I am the Cadenator, if you did not know. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's been so long. Life is a bit hectic, so but it's just one of those things of I've kind of been out for a couple months again. But all is well now. Everything is currently okay and fine. And I'm back for a limited time only, probably. So yeah, and I'm back with this thing that you are currently seeing, which is Hunter x Hunter. I've mentioned this, I think, before in like my live streams. Even I think I mentioned my want to watch Hunter x Hunter because it's one of the few anime that I haven't watched, that I haven't been spoiled on, that I have any interest in. And from what I've heard, it's an amazing series. So of course I'm interested. So that's what I'm doing. And that's why you're here, because of course you saw the title and you saw the thumbnail. So that's probably why you're here right now. However, due to some things happened. I actually had originally recorded a reaction and a thought review, that thing, of Hunter x Hunter Episode 1, Departure X and X Friends, or just Departure and Friends, which is what I'm going to say, and I'm also going to say Hunter x Hunter because it's easier. I'm lost track of what I was saying for a sec. But basically, it got blocked, like, immediately, just dead on arrival. It's over. Take the L out of lover, it's over, brother. But I may have a way you guys can watch reaction. In the link, in the description below, there's a link, and it will be to a Google folder. It'll be to a folder full of, and currently it should only have one video in there, depending on when you're watching this. If you're watching this like when it comes out, it'll have one video in there, and that video will be of my reaction to Hunter x Hunter Episode 1. That folder will be in the link of every single thought and review from now until I finish the series or something else comes along and I can actually put them on YouTube. Plus, I feel like it'll be much easier because I can actually get multiple episodes out at a time without making an overly long video, without editing, without making a super long video trying to react to all of them. You can just find all the reactions there, and it'll be by episode, and I can do 2, 3, 4 episode batches in review. In these videos, I can do a full length talk about it, type review for the episodes, and I can have all the episodes over there. So that's how that's going to be done, and hopefully it works. I've contacted a couple people on it, and as a little test, they were able to access the folder, and they were able to access any videos in it. So it should be fine. Let's hope. But that's not what we're talking about. What we are talking about, I guess it is technically what we're talking about, but the main point of discussion today is, of course, the episode. Hunter x Hunter Episode 1, of course. This is going to be a bit where I break down my basic thoughts and review for Hunter x Hunter Episode 1, and from here gonna be getting more of it, talking about the other episodes and whatnot. So, Hunter x Hunter Episode 1, Departure and Friends. This is something of, I before watching this, obviously, because again, I watched it a long time ago. Of course, I rewatched it in the reaction you can find, so it's not really a blind reaction as much as every episode from now until where the series ends will be. So, sorry. I just don't have the footage anymore. I can't, and it's in the old house. Like this is not going to be the same. It's going to be a throwback to where I used to be. I had longer hair at that time, quarantine hair and whatnot. But of course, so a lot of the things I knew happened. But there were some things I did know. Of course, I wasn't spoiled on everything. But I do know I did know of Gon, the main character, and I do know a couple other characters throughout, or really just by name. I really only like 2 others by name. And I do know as well that if you look on my anime list, I believe it's like the 3rd or 4th highest rated anime ever. So that's exciting. That's an exciting thing for me because, a good series like this, a good long series, it should be pretty enjoyable for me and hopefully enjoyable for you to watch my reactions because I am an overly emotional person and overly reactive person, even in my normal life. So, none of all these are real reactions. I do the same thing off camera. Trust me. So, again, the episode starts out with, sort of a thing of like saying, the different, the mysteries of the world are, they're wanted to, people want to know the mysteries of the world, and the people who go out and try to, find these mysteries and, these treasures and these unexplored lands, they're hunters. Hence the name Hunter x Hunter or Hunter x Hunter. And of course, we're introduced to Whale Island and the main character, Gon. Now, from this first episode, I really like Gon because of the fact that I feel like it's, and I know this while I'm reacting as well, which is I really like the fact that he isn't, like, again, his dad left to be, he has a deadbeat dad who left him to become a hunter, and he doesn't resent his father for it. He's more just curious. He wants to know why, what the main reason was that his father decided to leave. Being a hunter must be amazing. And I like the fact that he uses that not as a reason of resentment toward his dad, but more of a curiosity toward his dad's profession and motivation to become a great hunter and, do all these crazy things, but also really learn why his dad left and maybe possibly even meet his dad. So I do like that. It was kind of like I wasn't expecting him to be so. Yeah, I kind of want to know why my dad left, but he never really showed a resentment toward his dad. He just sort of mentioned how it's pretty crazy that he would even leave his own son for this, and I kind of want to know why. So I'm gonna become a great hunter, and he does. And they talk about swallowing needles, which is. Again, I've made many pinky promises in my life, especially when I was younger. But I'm not so sure. I really don't know about that. I've never actually done a pinky swear that ended in me swallowing 1,000 needles. Again, watch the reaction. You'll see. You'll see what they're talking about. It's kind of crazy. It's a little crazy, but and then of course he leaves and gets on this boat full of a bunch of other people, and they're all talking about like, oh, look at you wanting to be a hunter. You think a kid like you can? And of course, watching this, you're like, he's the main character, so yeah, of course he's going to. But of course, we meet this guy named Katsuo and the captain of the ship. Of course, Katsuo is just kind of a guy who's getting bullied by his other crewmates and a little bit by the captain. More unsympathetic captain there. And the captain sort of realizes, oh, this is Jing, I think is his name. This is his son. So he apparently has some sort of connection to Gon's dad. which is pretty interesting. I kind of want to know more about this captain guy now, but when we do find more out about him, we find out that he is actually kind of their guy who's doing the exam stuff, and he also kind of likes to abuse his power a little bit, because we are introduced to some more characters, that of Kurapika and that of Leorio. My favorite cookie, Leorio's. But we were introduced to these characters, and of course, Gon, he's a kid, and he doesn't care at all. He's fine with people knowing why he wants to become a hunter, but Kurapika and Leorio are reluctant, and the captain says, "Oh no, you're telling me, or else I'm failing you." Which I was there like, that's a little bit extreme. Maybe it's personal, and Kurapika is personal. For Kurapika, his whole clan is massacred by the Phantom Troop. He mentions, so he wants to get their head. He wants their heads, and the captain mentions, "Oh, that's like a Class A bounty. Even like the most experienced hunters can't tango with those guys. It's a death sentence if you're trying to go after the Phantom Troop," which gets me excited because obviously we're going to be seeing the Phantom Troop, and we're going to be able to see how strong they actually are, which is exciting because they basic writing techniques. You lay down the plot of a character or of the current story, and then you follow through on that plot. You build up this big bad, and then eventually you will show said big bad. That's kind of just how that works, You hype something up, and then you give that hype. If it delivers or not, we'll see. But I am expecting to see the Phantom Troop, whoever they are, and maybe get to see some good old-fashioned revenge story with Kurapika. The emo. And then Leorio just simply says he wants money, and I'm like, I can't tell if that's a lie or if he's being genuine, and I don't know why he wouldn't want to say that, because that's understandable. Selfish, but understandable of why you would want to be a hunter, because it gets you cash. It seems it does, at least from the way everyone puts it. People make money. And of course, Kurapika ends up insulting Leorio, and Leorio thinks that he should show a little more respect because, of course, Leorio is his elder, and Kurapika does not, so they are about to get into a fight, which Leorio mentions that he is going to end Kurapika's bloodline by killing him. And then after everything happens, they forgive each other. I'm like, y'all didn't even scrap like that. Like there was no anything that made me think of like, oh, they should apologize. I just felt like they just apologized too. Like it wasn't really a thing. It was just kind of a thing, So that again, it's just kind of whatever. And of course, they go into this big storm, and Katsuo, the guy who's getting bullied earlier, ends up flying off the ship when they're trying to control it and not get sunk by what was it? It was basically a water spout. Water spout? Either way, whatever it was basically a tornado in the ocean. So, yeah. And Katsuo flies off the ship, and Kurapika and Leorio put down their weapons and try to save him, but they can't reach him. And then Gon just dives off the ship to save him. They grab Gon by his legs, and they pull him all back up, and they make it through the storm. To which they reprimand Gon, and they reprimand him, and he's like, "But you caught me. Can't argue with results, I guess. So, what you gonna do? What you gonna do?" So, and Katsuo thanks him, and then the captain says, "I have passed all three of you, so that means that Kurapika, Leorio, and Gon, the only three people who you passed from the ship, because the rest of them were just thrown about by the storm, they are all going to the hunter exam, and we're going to be seeing that most likely next episode, or at least some start of the Hunter exam, the initiation. So this should be fun. And that's sort of just where it leaves off. He's going to drop him off at the island where the Hunter exam is. So obviously, I technically have been waiting to watch this second episode for about 7 months, and I'm really excited to, because again, the first episode admittedly was like okay, but I feel like it did a good job as a first episode to set things up. You know, it's not like Attack on Titan's first episode that like hits you immediately with what this series is. You know, it's more of a, you know, My Hero Academia's first episode, where it just kind of introduces you to the concept of the world and our main characters. You know, in that situation, it was Deku and Bakugo, and a little bit of All Might, and of course now it's Gon, Kurapika, and Leorio, and of course the idea of hunters instead of heroes. So I kind of like that. I kind of like the way they just sort of introduced everything, kind of introduced a little bit of the world, you know, world building. I love world building, and being able to see the characters, and they're kind of really easy to understand. So everything from the first episode I like, but I can't say it was amazing. So I'd say 6.5 out of 10. Nothing really happened, but we got introduced to the characters. Actually, 7 out of 10. I'll be kind. I'll be nice because again, you're not supposed to get a whole lot from the first. It's not supposed to be right in to the first episode. It's usually the first episodes are some of like the worst episodes of the entire series in these situations, in these long running shonen. So can't do much about it. But for a first episode, it was really good. So I'd say go to the description and watch my reaction if you want to see that. And stay tuned for any more videos I'm going to be putting out. I hope to be putting out a pretty decently long Hoonie Pop within the coming days, maybe even tomorrow. And then I'm hoping to be continuing Hunter x Hunter, whatever it may be. So you can be expecting more of Hunter x Hunter as well. And that's all I got. That's all I got. So, you know, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the ringy dingy bell next to it to get notified on all my future uploads. Hit the like button, give me thumbs. It would be really nice. Once you click it, it turns blue. It's really pretty. I think you should probably do it. Share this video, share it with your friend, your best friend, your not so best friend, and anyone who likes Hunter x Hunter, because I think they will really enjoy experiencing it with a first timer. With a first timer, other than the first episode, and like 2 characters that haven't been introduced yet that I've just kind of seen around. And with that, I bid you all farewell. Adieu. I hope you have an amazing day, you beautiful, beautiful people. Bye!